So I suggest we invite our friend from Baile de Bron, Laura Fox, Dr. Laura Fox, to make her presentation. Do you want to sit here? You have a little machine, yeah, it's here, yes. Yeah. Or you can stand if you want, yes, yeah. I better stand. Yeah. She fell down very recently, so she has a problem, yeah. Well, yes, no? Yeah. Because if I no, it's okay, yeah. Laura, she's working since many years with me and with MPN Spain and the foundation, and we have an activity in Central and South America because in MPN Spain we have a lot of South American patients, and we made a working group. We had a webinar with Central South American patients, and in that time I asked her to make a presentation of, to show patients what is MPN. Most probably, we are sitting here, we're nearly experts of MPN, but I know on a streaming there will be many new patients, and we still have to know what is MPN exactly. She made such a good presentation, but I said, we have to use that. So she will explain now the basics of MPN, and I think it's always important to know it and to hear about it. Please.
Okay, thank you for the invitation. This is a challenge, really, because I know that it's like I don't know how basic to do this talk. So if there are many things that you already know, sorry, we'll have a overlook. And if there is something that you may want to go deeper or to explain better, we can be talking. And if you want, I don't know, if we can do the question at the end, but for the ones that are here, we can do a talk. You can ask in the middle like that.
Sure. You interrupt when you have a question. Yeah?
Yes, my mother language is not English, obviously.
Well, we're speaking bad English, everybody.
Well, I try to do my best with that. Okay, I'm a hematologist. I work at the Valderon Hospital. One of my main interests are MPMs. I hope I can give you the message of what are they. So this is the kind of an index of what we are going to talk about. First, we are going to talk about what is the normal thing, what is healthy blood, yes, how blood is produced. Then we are going to talk of what myeloproliferative neoplasms are. We are going to talk about symptoms, quality of life, special characteristics of the main MPMs, general aspects of treatment. We are not going to deep it, but the idea of what we do in each of them, and the role of patients and family in these diseases. So what is healthy blood? So blood goes around the whole body through the vessels by the pumping action of the heart. No? So we can get samples of the blood by a venipuncture. This is difficult, with the pointer. We take that blood for studies. We put that blood in tubes, and then we can, with special tubes, and then we put this blood into a spin. Yes, in a very high, quiet velocity spin, and then we can separate the blood in 3 layers. So we have the yellow layer that is plasma, that is mainly made by water, is 92% of water. And then there we have proteins, we have immunoglobulins, we have hormones, we have clothing proteins, yes? And then we have a very thin layer, a white thin layer, where the white blood cells and platters localize. And then we have this red part here that is around 40–45%, that is where red blood cells are localized. And that is what we call hematocrit, the percentage of these red blood cells that we found in this tube, okay? So there we have all the solid elements of the blood, yes? The red blood cells, the white blood cells and platelets, and then the liquid part of the blood. The blood is a tissue. Yes, we have the skin that is a solid tissue, and we also have the blood that is a liquid tissue. And where this blood comes from? This blood comes from the bone marrow, and it's a constant process. The production of blood is something that we are constantly producing all the elements of blood. In the bone marrow is a mixture. Here you have a photo of the bone marrow. This is when we do a biopsy. This is what we see in the microscope. This reddish area here is the bone. Well, I think I go with my finger. This is the bone. Here we see these little dark points are cells, and these white areas is fat. Yes, because we need fat to get energy to support the blood production. And all these cells are in a structure, are sustained by an structure that is made mainly by this bone, very thin little bones, and there we have very other thick areas of bone. So here we find the stem cells, that the stem cells are the one that produce all the other mature cells. So these stem cells have the ability of self-renewal, so we don't run out of stem cells. That's why we can donate stem cells for transplants, and we don't run out of them. These cells proliferate and differentiate, so they choose which of the mature cells of the blood they are going to produce. So from the stem cells, we have progenitor cells that will give rise to the white blood cells, other ones that will give rise to the red blood cells. Yes, this is a decision that it's a process of maturation that these stem cells go on. And where is the bone marrow? In children, it's almost it's inside the bones, in older bones. But as we get older, this gets to the central area. We have bone marrow in the ribs, in the vertebrae, in the big, long bones, like in the legs, arms, yes? So there is where we found the bone marrow. So this process is a contact process, but it's not something that goes on all the time. The body gives signals to the bone marrow and say, hey, I need red blood cells, I need white blood cells, I need platelets. It's not something that goes on with no control. It has a very strict control by signals to the stem cells to say, I need more, go on, produce, proliferate, maturate. So this is the way that it goes.